everyone. I'm about to start my exercise. Honestly, this manual treadmill is very difficult. Hi everyone, it's very difficult. So far, I've not really mastered it. So when I'm talking, I go out of breath. So I'm not really going to be talking. I think I'll just try and focus and just be. Let me see in the meantime, let me start and see how far. Okay. Set my timer. Yes, workout. It takes me about 2 hours plus. Good morning, everyone. I need to keep myself accountable. That's why I'm doing live on this thing. I want to do 365 days working on this treadmill, doing 10 kilometers. In that way, I get to burn 3,650 kilometers. Hopefully, it takes me a year to do it by the grace of God. And so, I'm just going to be doing it. Normally, I would have done it in such a way that as I'm walking, I'm talking. Man, this thing, okay, my. So because of that, I really might not be able to talk as much as I should. And so, I probably might play some audio. Let me put this one. I'll just be playing some audio, something, videos that I've done, other videos I see out there.
In this country, and you interact with other people from lower middle class families, you notice a consistent pattern with their stories. It always goes this way. The father once had money, right? He had a good job, his business was doing well, everything was working. And as a result, he was taking care of the family, spoiling the kids, getting them stuff. Then suddenly, one event happened. He either lost his job, right? Or the government made a policy, that halted his business. His business line stopped doing well. And then he fell financially and almost never recovered. He struggled, but he never recovered. And then as a result, it's either the wife now took responsibility to carry the burden of the family financially, or everybody just settled for the new normal, which is not having money. You notice this is a consistent story, in many people that came from lower middle class families generally. So I was telling a friend of mine 2 months ago that, look, what we are doing is not special, right? And when I was referring to the fact that we are young, we are making money, I said, we're not the first in our bloodline to make money, right? We're not the first. Many of these guys know how to make money, right? But it doesn't stop there. This is where intentionality comes into changing the narrative of your family. If you want to change the narrative of your family going forward, if you want to be that person that will define what your surname means, forever. See, there has to be an intentionality in every aspect of your life that you want to change. So for finances, for example, you can't just know how to make money and you think that's about it. Knowing how to make money. There's a knowing how to make money, which a lot of them knew. There's a knowing how to save money. There's a knowing how to invest money. There's a knowing how to multiply money. There's a knowing how to make money work for you, which is similar to investing money. Right? Now, many of them didn't know all these other things. So they were just making money, spending it, thinking. So there's a how to managing your finances, which I'm currently learning. I'm learning it actively. I'm not taking any paid courses yet, right? But I've drafted a curriculum for myself. It's like I'm taking a personal MBA for myself on YouTube, where today I'm learning something on real estate investing. Tomorrow I'm learning something on treasury. Tomorrow I'm learning something on mutual funds. You want to learn all these things. Do you know why? Because you want to set a new path. You want to set a new path, right? So that you don't repeat the mistakes that you did not like growing up, right? I remember how hurtful it was, seeing my dad's business go down just because of one business policy. One business policy, just one. Right? So my dad used to trade. He used to be a big trader in motorcycle spare parts. Right? And then the government made a policy that no more Okada in the States. That is how business died. Now, imagine if the government makes a policy, right, that Instagram is banned for 1 year, and your entire business is on Instagram. So what are you going to do? Do you know that's the same thing happening to you now? Right? So you never know, you can't predict. That is why you should learn how to diversify. You should learn other streams of income. Right? So open up your mind with intentionality that you are going to create a new path and then start walking that path. If you come from a lower middle class family in this country and you interact with other,
You know what he said, there is so much in what he has said that it's unbelievable. And that's also my story. My father used to have a business, everything was going, having middle class, very fun, and he lost his business, and that was the end of it. We saw stark poverty. It's one thing to make money, it's another thing for you to invest it, grow it, manage it, ensure that the money is now working and replicating itself to the extent that you don't have to do anything again. This is what a lot of people don't get. So they think they are making money now and that it's going to end it's going to last forever. The making of money. It doesn't. And that's why whatever money you earn, put it to work. It is after it has worked that you now be taking from inside and using it. So know that you just be eating it just like that. Okay. We are 0.4 kilometers. So that's the thing. Wealth is something that people need to intentionally work towards. It's not you just sit down, oh, I'm going to God. You are going to God. God is the ultimate giver. Then God is a just God. He rewards your efforts. God will not carry and give a lazy person who hasn't done anything. When there's somebody who is working hard to get it, you'll get. So while you're praying, you also have to put in the work. But remember they say prayers without works. Instead, faith without work. I'm just avoiding master this machine. If I was working outside, it is far easier. I have to conquer this machine. I just put in videos. How did we get when he was in the office when he was he there?
If not, he won't have had his land for us to think about.
this is every element of craziness. So we can just wait and he got the land, called the man in, and this is the land he's using to build the, what do you call this thing now? The houses for judges. And they were there, even when they came, he told them this story again. Imagine if Judas Berger is to go to court, will he get the justice he's supposed to get? Why is the executive building houses for judges? On what basis is that happening? Is there not supposed to be separation of power? How will there be separation of power when one is financially dependent on another? How does that even work? And even this issue of the vocation. Okay, he says, how can government allocate money for you 20 years if not guilty? What are the places, what about the places that government have allocated that 20 years they've not carried infrastructure there, they've not built roads there, they've not taken water there, they've not taken electricity there? Who is holding government accountable for all of these things? Who is holding government accountable for all of those things? These are the questions that need to be asked, honestly. I'm now at 0.8 kilometers. I've not yet done my first kilometer. But we are almost there. It's 10 minutes already. If I was walking outside, 9 minutes, 30 seconds. That's how I do 1 kilometer. But on this machine, so it's me, it's Mark, and if it's treadmill, the electric one, sometimes I do 9 minutes or 8 minutes something. But this manual, it's more difficult. And we get there. I'm just trying to play some videos. I'm just going through old videos. I'm sure I don't want it to be quiet. I can't play music because of copyright. I think it was during the election also. Because it was in the car, there's a huge crowd. There was a huge crowd. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to look for a video that is long. Hello everyone. Today is going to be all about money. Yes, today is Sunday, and on this channel, Sundays are now devoted to money matters. Today we'll be talking about financial literacy, and the first question that might ask is that what is financial literacy? Financial literacy in the most basic way is
knowledge about money, knowing about money, how money works, how you can make money work for you, and the thing that you can do with money that has worked for you. Yes, that is it. Most of us were not taught financial literacy. We had to learn it our own selves. We had to learn it the hard way. Schools don't talk about financial literacy. Our houses don't talk about financial literacy. Most times in families, talking about money is something that is seen almost as if it's a taboo. It's almost as if people are ashamed to even say, oh, they're doing something with money or they want to do with money. Even in the society, most times people want you to sacrifice yourself and die. You understand? You're not supposed to even have money. You're not supposed to have anything. So it's almost as if you are more pious. You are this good person if you don't have money. Without money, especially in a country like ours where everything is dependent on money. I mean, the state hasn't provided the things that the states are supposed to provide. So if you want the basic life, basic, amenities, basic good life, you need to have money in Nigeria. So it's very important for everyone to be able to get that money.
1 kilometer down,
I always remember one hilarious story that someone told me about himself when he got his first salary. And he just went out and just started buying food. He went to different restaurants and just ordered food, packed them, sat down on the floor, and he had this mountain of food and he was just eating. And of course some went bad, some went good, but he was coming from a place before he had gotten that job in the bank. He literally didn't have anything. Sometimes couldn't feel, would beg all these shoe shiner. When we say shoe shiner in Nigeria, cobblers, the one who do shoes, he would beg them for like 15 naira to be able to have gari and some sugar to take. So when he got that his family his first salary, he just went wild. Your own case might not be in that way, in the fact that you just went wild on food. But most times when we get our first salaries, we just go wild. People just begin to buy things anyhow, do things anyhow. We start thinking about how do I make this money for me. So with financial literacy, what you understand is that the money that you earn is to work for you and bring you more money. Yes, it's not that you should not be working for money. Your money should be working for you. It's easier to make money than it is to borrow money. Yeah, a lot of people have what it takes to be financially independent, but unfortunately they don't have the knowledge of financial literacy, so they don't know how to make their money work for them. And then at the end of the day, they just go all over the place and just keep, spending that money. So we're gonna be diving into, the different aspects of financial literacy, how to be financially independent, what it is that you need to do. One thing I'm gonna show you right now is the fact that being financially independent is not nothing that you can do. Yes, it is. It's almost like losing weight. Anybody that's about struggle with weight, like myself, I have, you know how hard it is. It is discipline, and more discipline. Some days we're tired, like I'm not doing again, but you still come back to do it. But if you're able to stay on and persevere, at the end of the day, you will have the things that you're supposed to have, which is financial independence. And it's such a beauty when you get there. So let's start with financial independence. What really is financial independence? Financial independence is when your passive income can take care of your expenses. When we talk about financial independence, it doesn't mean that you have billions of naira in your account or you have millions of whatever in your account or whatever it is. No, that's not what it means. It simply means that you have a source of income that you don't need to work for. You don't need to work on it. And this source of income, whether you're working or not working, you still come. And it can take care of all your financial needs. Then you're financially independent. So what we talk about so you see what financial independence is. The next thing we're going to ask now, what is passive income? Passive income is that income that you no longer have to work for. Yes, you don't have to work for it that income is going to come at the end of the month or at the end of the year, whatever it is, your tenants will pay you, and that money you can use it. And if that money is not enough, the rent that you're getting, maybe you've built so many houses, now you have enough rent coming in that can take care of your expenses, pay your children's school fees, take care of your household needs, take care of your hospital needs, if you have the medical needs, if you have whatever it is, then you're financially independent. Now when we talk about passive income, so it's not just rent. If you, for example, you buy shares and you're collecting dividends, every year you send the dividends, it's enough for you, that's also your passive income. If it's not to take care of the expenses, then you're financially independent. For me, one of the things that made me so interested and invested in passive income was seeing how my father, even though we couldn't feed, we were going through so much. When he was working and when he was doing business, before his business collapsed, he had invested in shares. And every year, I think twice a year, so we would get dividends. And this dividends was what he used to pay my school fees. I went to the school of children of the elite. Yes, I rubbed shoulders with children, which, and even though for me, some of them tried to walk me and my poverty, I never allowed myself to walk. And so that for me was an interesting fact that even though we're so much in abject poverty, there was this source of money that was coming in that would take care of my own school fees. And imagine if my father had invested more for him to be able to have enough that would take care of all his needs, he wouldn't have had to go through all of that poverty and stuff like that. And so that made me, interested in financial literacy, most importantly in passive income. So if you've also done music or you've written a book, you have royalty coming in, that's also financial and that's also passive income. Then when we talk about passive income, the next thing that you're going to talk about should now be active income. What is active income? Yes, active income is the income that you have to work for you to earn the money. Yes, you have to put in the work. When passive income, you no longer work, money is just coming in. Active income, you have to put in the work. So it is from your active income that you're able to save and invest to get your passive income. And so active income, for example, your job, if you're an employee somewhere, you're working somewhere, and they pay you salary at the end of the month, that's active income. If you don't work, anybody will pay you that salary. The same thing also with business. If you're doing business, you're doing your business and you're getting your profit, it's also active income. Many people mistake business. They think business is passive income. Oh, I'm not working for myself. What the hell was the difference? You're working for yourself, you're working for someone, you're still working for money. So it's still the same thing. If that's the person who is working for someone who is an employee, working in a company or whatever, they can wake up one day and sack you. And that's it, the business is gone. For you also doing your business, you can wake up one day, your business has locked down, or it's almost selling as it is to say, especially now, when we current situation in Nigeria, businesses have gone down. So that money that you used to earn before, you can't earn it again as much as you used to earn it. And if your needs, your expenses are dependent on active income, then it's a problem. I always say to parents, it's very dangerous for you to be paying your children's school fees with your active income. You must work in such a way that it's your passive income that is paying your children's school fees, not your active income. And starting to put, I'm going to round up here. I don't want this video to be too long. And you go on to the next video for you to see the continuation. Like I said earlier, Sunday is for financial literacy. We're going to be talking money. They can be boring, yes, but it's necessary. And if for me, even if it's one person that's able to just pick something and say, I watched that video and I was able to pick something, for me that would...
Oh. That's an old video that I have there that I did some time ago. I'm just trying to play different things to just keep, to not just be quiet.
Hello everyone. Today Today I'm going to talk about something that is completely, sort of like different, but not necessarily out of place. Yesterday, my son said something to me. He said that he had gone through my Twitter handle and he saw the kind of comments that people made at me, the insults, the attacks, and everything. He was like, "Mommy, how do you cope with all of that?" And I said to my son, I said, "Look, as the best of all my children are graduates. I don't have to pay school fees anymore. The only school fees I'm paying is not that I decided that I want to pay for school. Not that I have to pay it. So that's all. I said I have a great relationship with my husband. And I'm someone who is loved and shown love. Like literally every day this man is calling me, "How are you? I told you I love you today." Or he said to me, "Do you know I love you? Do you know I really love you?" You know that kind of puppy kind of love. That's obviously been 26 years after. And I said, I'm happy. I have amazing children that don't give me stress. Every day I see kids my children's age, the thoughts, the behavior, what they say, what they think, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so blessed. And I said to him, why then would I bother that someone somewhere that I don't know might never see in this world? Even if I see that person, I will not know who that person is. That person knows who I am. The person will see me and know exactly who I am. With that anger the person has against me, and I won't even know that person existed, and I'll just look at the person and pass. I said, is that the person that I'm going to be worried or angry that they said something about me? Or they came to my page and attacked me and insulted me and accused me of something and maligned me. I said, you don't have that time. I am busy enjoying life. I am busy being happy. For me, the thing about enjoying life is not, it has nothing to do with whether I have so much money or I got contentment. If God blesses you with contentment, you don't know what God has done for you. Like literally myself and my husband, sometimes we sit down and we like look through our years and like we really had nothing. We had each other and we're so happy. And that for me is everything. I don't know, but like that time, so we didn't have much bits. We don't know. And people always look at us as if we have way more than what we actually have because we're contented, we're happy, we're doing what we're doing and stuff like that. So that was it. And I said something to him that actually made my son really laugh. I said, the person that is abusing is probably using a phone that he had to use rope to buy. That's the person you want to be angry at and waste your anger. The person abusing you is probably sweating because he has not seen light in 2 weeks. He's there sitting down, typing as he's typing. His anger is thinking of his next meal. Me, I'm not thinking of where I'm going to get my next meal. The only thing I'm thinking about is that how do I eat it so that I don't eat too much and I don't become fat. And I should waste my anger and be angry on that kind of person. We are all made up of different things and different fibers. And for everyone I will say to you, if you're online, even offline, there are people that will hate you for no reason. Just no reason that you know of, but probably reason that they know of. You're probably what they would have wanted to be that you can't be. And if you are doing too much, you are getting too much. They probably are just angry at life itself and even angry at themselves and they are looking for to put that anger on. They've probably been attacked by someone or someone have angered them, someone have made their life miserable and they are looking for where to transfer their aggression. Or send them answers or someone that they probably paid them to come to your page. Those that insult me, like for me on my social, I don't blog, I don't mute. I've never blocked anybody on Twitter. If you like, and in short, it's on me from morning to night when you're doing it is so that you block yourself. The door is open. And for me, I am happy for their behalf because I have created jobs for people. Because people are actually paid children that can make their life. So I think I'm a source of like a job creation for some people. So why should I be angry? I must say to everyone that whatever you do, especially if you're in the public space, you have to have a thick skin. What people say about you shouldn't matter to you. What should matter to you is what you say about yourself, what you know about yourself. When you are alone in the room, are you happy with the person that you are? Are you at peace with the person that you are? Does your inside match your outside? When you look yourself in the mirror, you stare yourself deeply in the mirror. Do you like the person that you see? Forget what the person says. You might lie to everybody, but you cannot lie to your inner self. Your conscience knows everything that you're doing. So if you're happy for you, for who you are, what then does it matter what other people are saying? It really doesn't matter, and it shouldn't matter to you. I know it's not easy. It might be easy for people like us who really don't feel anything, but you can walk towards it. There are a lot of people who don't say anything anymore on social media because of fear of attack. Why do you allow some nameless, faceless human being to be the one to control what you say, how you say it, and when you say it? You don't have to read the comments. What's your business? You've sent the message, give them assignment, let them be running around doing whatever it is that you want to do. It's none of your business. Your business is to continue to live the life that God has given you and fulfill the purpose that you have on earth and just be you. When you want to come to this earth and leave this earth, you are worried about what people say, what they will say, what they will do, and refuse to realize the potential that is in you. It's not really, I don't think that's not the way that you should take things. Just focus. But one of the things that I would say to you is that sometimes when people say things to us and they affect us, it's because they've either hit close to home, to the truth, or they've said something that we are insecure about. The first thing that needs to happen is for you to accept yourself unconditionally. There's no need of having condition. Yes, you might have your weak parts, you also have your strong parts. You might have the things that are a bit minus for you, but you also have things that are plus for you. Amplify the pluses. Amplify those pluses and delegate the minuses. Find someone else to do them. Accept yourself for who you are. Accept yourself unconditionally. Love yourself. Find a relationship with yourself. Many people do not have a relationship with themselves, and so they're always out there looking for validation. Don't seek for validation from anyone. Do things because you want to do them or because you have to do them. When you want to do them, you're driven by passion. You're driven by love for what you do. You're driven by self-motivation, self-determination. You're driven by, self-awareness. You're driven by the fact that you are the one who want to do it, and it's not somebody else that want to do it. And how do you do it? Can you do all of that if you really are not loving yourself, if you're not, happy with who you are? And most importantly, don't allow the Lord driving you to die. Even if it's like, even if it's there, revive it. It's still there. Look for it. Be you. Don't worry about what people will say. It's better for them to be talking and you are happy, rather than for them to still be talking and
Yep. 2 kilometers. Almost 2.5. Trying to look for a video that has. And here I am. Now wearing my glasses.
But you know the way you people in the law, it's not what we see. Have you had those things that show evidence to show that they're actually minor?
You know, the law is settled on that as regards to the age of the child. It's only the mother. Majority of the kids, their mothers, their parents were in court. They have attested to their age. The police are not the one who gave that to the children. And we can see also, the law takes into cognizance certain things like dates, when time, physical features, in arriving at conclusions. Like mere physical attributes, you can see that these are just little children. One of the mother said that the son is 10, contrary to what said on the charge that he was 13. So we have been interfacing with the movement of these parents from the time of arrest yesterday. So, and we have seen that the government was extremely callous, mean, and wicked in even detaining them in the first place. If not for all the efforts we made, the children who have been arraigned yesterday, we put a lot of pressure on the government to make sure that the children are released. There's nobody that will be not begged in secret to release these children. From the government side to the security agency side, we have been begging from day one that these children are not going to the kids should be released. We have met almost everyone. I don't know how to mention names. We have gone around offices in this country, begging all the leaders in this country to release the children. But they were adamant that there was a instruction that the children should not be released. And so we had to force them, because we went to court to compel the government to release the children. So it was as a result of them. Some of the cases we filed in court, that was what made them, because twice those cases had been adjourned. And one of the particular matter case involving the minors was not slated for hearing, and there will have been no other option for the court to direct their release. That was when they arraigned the court yesterday.
Oh wow! I read a tweet of yours earlier on when you had said, I think this tweet was done yesterday. You said you all don't even want to know the fight we fought to get the kids arraigned in court today. We have been on this issue since they were arrested 93 days ago. The kind of things going on in Nigeria is unbelievable. All I can say is that there's no hope for Nigeria. And so this, it talks about the intestinal work background or beyond what people see out there on a lot of things that are being done. And one of the things also is the fact that we've had a very shameless Nigerian government for decades. They don't care until you shame them, until maybe there's an outcry, then the international community and the world begin to look into what's going on. That's when they actually know the things that they're supposed to do. And so tell us about this bill. I see that they have like, I think, 10 million naira bill. I just want to also put it in terms of, we have a lawmaker who recently assaulted a boat driver, and I think you're their lawyers. And the lawmaker was given 500,000 bill, if I'm not 500,000, and then this children are given 10 million naira. As someone who just explained to us what this is all about.
Yes, because this matter is before the courts, and I'm a lawyer in this matter. So
Okay.
to become subject is if I begin to make comments or remarks that tend to bring the court into dispute, or when try to make the court reach a conclusion or an assumption. And all I can say has already been explained in my book that there appears to be two separate countries, one for the rich and one for the poor, unfortunately. You see, in driving home this point, let me just go back to the area that citizens have to get into their country. See, when people started protesting in the southeast, they were killing them on the street, almost on a daily basis. So they devised a new strategy that, since they are killing us every time we want to protest, that they now elected to stay indoors. And in particular, we don't have to shut down the country every day to make freedom. You know what it means for people to refuse to come out on a Monday all over the country? The country will be billions on that Monday. It will become an international embarrassment to the government and the country. So I think that no sacrifice is too much to make for protection of human rights, because these rights are inalienable. They are rights that expected citizens to enjoy. Even God expects us to enjoy his rights. So why would our government take away these rights from us? Those rights are our birthright. And that is why they are called inalienable rights. So citizens can resort to abstinence, complete abstinence in activity on a particular day to protest some of these violations situations that's going on. But in most cases, and just as regards to money in like some, whether for strategic or as a bail, this is money that is expected to be paid. In the event that a defendant who is standing trial before court of competent jurisdiction does not show up. So that money is more or less a bond that you commit to produce the money to the event that the defendant absconds or the defendant refuses to stand trial or face his trial. So they haven't said that, and that is why I say that there appears to be two separate countries. One for the elite and the privileged few, and while there's another law and another country for the less privileged.
Yeah, I hear you when you talk about, and I totally understand with you when you can't talk about these cases because you're party to read. When we also talk about this board, yes, it's not as if they are saying this, the children or their family should bring 10 million naira down, but for you to be able to have someone that can even say, if you don't appear, I'll bring 10 million. Now, 10 million is in the conversation. You have to be at a certain economic level. And if these children were there, they won't be.
And how can somebody be protesting hunger that is hungry and not feel that that person has money? Or someone that the person knows someone that has produced something.
Yeah, so that's the thing. And for those of us who are joining us on TikTok and on YouTube Live, please send in your questions so that we'll be able to ask these questions. And for those on TikTok, I'm very sorry I'm examining and all of that. Even though, yes, we can see, but you know the way you people in the law, it's not what we see. Have you had those things that show evidence to show that they actually might?
Yeah. That's one of the interviews I did with KG and during the time when those children who had protested back those parents were arrested.
A way that he also will be part of it. So please bear with me today. I'm trying to learn the ropes, but the thing is that when I actually learn, I sort of like try to do a little bit more. So please send in your messages for that. I'm also trying to, if you want to join us on Facebook soon, just send a mail to Aisha01@gmail.com so that I'll be able to send the link to you, and you can also join us directly here and have that conversation. So thank you so much, Comrade Aisha, for all that you do. One of the things that I want to ask you, and I think for me, it's going to be a bit of a question that is neither here. No, you don't say be my brother, but that one not me say, if I do anything, I will flog you. It's me to do anything, whatever. So just a few weeks ago, I saw a tweet that you had done, and I think I did a video on it. And when you talked about the fact that because of the way this whole country is, and going to 2027 election, and things have been so mortgaged that there's capture, state capture, judicial is capture, INEC capture, and everything. And then it would be better for Peter Obi, farm person are active to just put their money on a bet or to bet rather than to run. What I want you to look at, and I want to see it from your own point of view. I've spoken about my point of view. I want to see it from your own point of view. If we say, oh, people should not take part in election because everything is engaged, and then it's not the same thing as if I said to you now, Deji, there's no need of going to court. Just forget about taking this issue because the judiciary is not engaged and they don't do anything. Is it not sort of the same thing? Would it be better for us to not take part and just sort of like allow them self-defeat ourselves or fight them, even though they might be sad, even though they might not win them, let us not give them the opportunity for us to use it to grant us. I want you to look at the process too, sort of like perspective.
Yeah, so I think that's the frustrating part of me speaking. Frustrated, tired, angry, pained by like a mystical nature of citizens to just not do anything, see, and I don't know why Nigerians are always desire hunting when they should be trying to save themselves. This idea that is coming to save us, so therefore we're not going to committee. Let us just be waiting. And after Aisha she's coming, Aisha is come and save me. So it came from a place of anger, a place of frustration. And I think I agree that I need to be more positive. I need to be more positive. I need to be more positive about my outlook.
3.5 kilometers coming up.
Trying to make sure that
Okay, yeah, go ahead. I saw a message coming, and I know you're very busy, and I'm sure people are coming. So go ahead and answer that message. I could see you're trying to do two things at the same time. So go ahead. I'll just take when you're finished, come back.
it's not a message. It's just kind of interrupted my. It was a call that interrupted my screen. So I don't know how to enlarge the screen anymore. I think I'm audible and busy. So.
Oh, your people are over here. You're quite.
Great. So what the issue is that yes, the state capture, no doubt. But I think I need to be more positive. And not allow the frustration and the depressing situation in the country get I think that's one thing. I also feel that yes, what I was saying is that it's premised from the fact that I don't understand when the political elite, none of them is the movies they've been at this game for a while. I don't see why there should still be division in the opposition by this time. Because we are dealing with groups. We are dealing with groups. These are people that they've appointed politicians into INEC. These are people that are appointing politically exposed people into the judiciary. These are people that have turned INEC to almost a secretariat. So I don't see why in my mind I feel that the political elite and the political class by now should be working towards a major merger. And that the major merger should be outside the conventional political systems. Outside the conventional political parties, which are being run, sincerely being run by Tinubu. Because whether it is the PDP, Labour Party, NNPP, in my view, I feel that they are being run by Tinubu. And I said it, I think I said it last week, it's only Peter Obi that has even made any attempt at clearing APC and Tinubu his political party. As actually, the name of PDP cannot even sit because the chairman works for Tinubu. The chairman of the Labour Party, they have guy who works for Tinubu. The chairman, they have removed him, he went back to court. Got some form of respite in court. The court also had his people in NNPP. They are not even pretending. They don't criticize the government. They don't oppose the government. They are just having a great time. So for me, in my mind, I also feel that the political elite of the country, that they are so complacent and they are so, even when few of them, they are typical and they will please what is what says the government, they are so mild, they are so diplomatic, they are so, look at what Aisha does. Aisha calls his pain without any form of correctness. I do the same. When they show them does the same. So what are we talking about? Why should anybody be afraid of calling a dictator a dictator? No. I will not be citizens can still rescue their nation. You know, away from these Ghanaian bandits and political scavengers and armed robbers that are in power.
It was a way that he also prepared. So please bear with me today. I'm trying to learn the ropes, but the thing is that when I actually learn, I sort of like try to do a little bit more. So please send in your messages for that. I'm also trying to, if you want to join us on Zoom, just send a mail to Aisha01@gmail.com so that I'll be able to send the link to you, and you can also join us directly here and have that conversation. So thank you so much, Comrade Deji, for all that you do. One of the things that I want to ask you, and I think for me, it's going to be a bit of a question that is neither here. No, you don't say be my brother, but I know me say, if I do anything, I know. Sometimes you're so frustrated. It's almost as if there's a glue out there. But for me personally, one of the things that I always carry on is the fact that I don't mind. Even if you will defeat me, I would rather you work hard to defeat me rather than for me to self-defeat myself and not put myself, out there. And I get that whole thing, especially there's something that you said that is so Messiah hunting. Nigerians do that. You see somebody we have a problem and you're saying to the person, come out and fight this thing, let's stand together. But they were like, no, you don't want to do it, they want somebody else to do it. I remember when we were having this conversation, I did answer you that question to say, I'm sure right now Nigerians are just coming and dumping so many things on the table and they want you to be the one to do it for them while they are waiting by the side. So I must say that even
the irony of it was that they subsequently turn around and say that you are practicing.
Oh my goodness! Before you, I can't remember who had said that in Africa, if you are fighting the oppressors, you only use one hand. The other hand, you be fighting the people that you are fighting. On their behalf. That's what they will always say. People will always do everything to denigrate you. And then I also, in a way, I understand. So let me explain it to me. You tell me if maybe I'm wrong in what I'm looking at. That's the way I've been able to just work with this. To say Nigerians have been so disappointed. They've been so many times they believe in people, and those people are disappointed. So I think right now what they're trying to do is that they're trying to protect their hearts, protect themselves. Even this one is one of them. It will disappoint us soon when we put it there. So they are so disillusioned. So a lot of people would rather say,
like Nigerians are the only nation where such happens. At least in America, all the time people believe that Biden was coming to come and help them fix America. Obama was going to come and turn America to space. Trump was coming to come and from Christianity and do this and do that. He doesn't coming, whether in the UK, US, and Canada, and they disappoint because leaders are humans. And that's why we need to stop this Messiah hunting. This idea that the Messiah is coming and he wants to wear his magic wand like we talked about Buhari. And once he wears one Buhari, Nigeria will become Dubai. So Nigerians must sincerely stop that Messiah hunting thing. That is what keeps the country perpetually on the floor.
Thank you so much, David, for this. We have sometimes you're so frustrated. It's almost as if there's a glue out. That they back in this thing. It's to say that there's a comment here that somebody made, and he said that Deji is an APC move. To give context, I've been called an APC move. Aisha is going to be called an APC move. Aisha is going to be called a DDP move, whatever it is. So all of these names, how do you deal with all of these personal attacks that you get? Even there's one that, I think I was at a space, that was in 2022, and people were like, why are you defending me? What I said then was that they say you have been paid to do certain things. I said, look, Deji, I know it's a business person. I know for that, and stuff like and all of that. How do you deal with personal attacks when you're working on games?
You see, that's the reason why I don't work anymore. Because I enjoy it. I don't block. I will never block. I'm one of the few people in Nigeria that is retweet insults. When somebody says I'm an abusive mother, I retweet it because for me, I feel that is them expressing their freedom of speech. And I'm the last person to report somebody because the person defamed me. I'm not like other boy that go and use police to arrest somebody because he feels his neighbor has been bruised. So I will not use state institutions to capture or intimidation of citizens. There's no way that not to go. There's no plan. And the truth of the matter is that if you feel like an ABC, why don't you pay the property now? Or an NLP or an AAC as well. Why you can't go to the country? Who told you that it is my job to get to repair the country or to make sacrifices for the country? What has happened to you? What has happened to your voice? What has happened to your legs? Why can't you go on the street and try to submit the country? Why can't you also contest and run for something? Why must it be an Aisha? Why must it be a Nikki? When we so that we can go and play this.
We're not born with placards. We're not born with it.
So the issue is when people fail their responsibility as citizens, they are looking for others to blame for their failure. I am doing my best so that my children will absorb what they are not doing. I have called this president a dictator. I've called this president a thief. There's one day I've not got him. There's one day whether the campaign or after the campaign. So what have you done as a citizen? How are you able to hold public accountable as a citizen? If you have failed as a citizen and you see somebody who is refusing to fail, who is trying his best, of course, we want him to blame them. We want him to hold them. Instead of holding leaders accountable, we are trying to hold people accountable. Trying to hold leaders accountable. What accountability do I do? I'm not elected. I'm not an appointee of government. I don't want any accountability. Whether I'm an APC or a PDP or a party, I don't want any accountability. I don't want any explanation. So the idea that some people feel that we need to explain what we do and the things we see and understand our ideology to them is one of the greatest delusions that Nigerian politicians have been able to, inflict on the citizen. It's a delusion because I am just a normal private citizen doing what I feel is right. I may be wrong, but I'm just doing what I feel is right, and I'm doing my very best. Do your best as well.
And that is all. I'm doing my very best. Do your best as well. And if you think his best is not good enough, do your own to surpass that particular thing. And I think when you talk about that, people are looking for others to blame instead of taking responsibility. So a lot of people are able to say, oh, we are not doing it because those that are doing it, they are doing it to chase clouds. They are doing it to get popularity. They are doing it to gain this. They are doing it to get that. And that's what.
Fuel is now over 1,000 naira. Why don't you also chase cloud? Why don't you also chase cloud and maybe your cloud chasing can bring back the fuel to 165 naira? Tinubu is giving us week in, week out an opportunity to chase cloud. Look at almost 100 and something kids have been arraigned for the court. Come to the Federal High Court on Monday and chase cloud.
If the cloud don't have to go chase them, the popularity go and win. And sadly, that's just the thing about it. And I think it also people who don't want to take responsibility. And just like what you said, what can we do to get justice in our country is that let people take on issues, let people be active citizens. If it's electoral reform you want to take on, take that on. If it's on the judicial reform and stuff like that, take that on. Wherever it is, just take something on that you will go ahead and you're ensuring that it's being done. At the end of the day, it will not mean that all of us will be able to have a country that we all can be very proud of. Doing nothing is not something that it's not something that we should take on and say that's okay as it goes. I'm trying to please send in your questions after they back into this thing. Is to say that there's a comment here that judicial capture. And so I don't know whether as a lawyer, now as a lawyer, you can't talk anyhow the way me I will talk anyhow. The one you cannot talk anyhow, no wahala. Just let you know what you do. let me just ask this question. So I've been thinking, I'm like, most times you see when people leave like you finish your law, you just go and all of that. So you have option to either go the journey of the bench or back, if I'm not mistaken. But the bench not very, you don't get as much money. I might be wrong, so correct me anyway that I'm wrong. But now you're seeing politicians, you're seeing what are they putting their children there, everything there. And this capture started, some of the captures like 20 years ago, you're seeing houses being built for judges. I don't know, there have been reports of school fees being paid for this thing, whatever. How do we ensure that there's credibility in the rule? And if you're not able to answer this question, it's completely okay. Since you're a member of the Zero, they call it, no, you're not a real member. But whatever it is, what can we do? What can citizens do? Can I, for example, I need this one that says, I will do the sacrifice, I'll be part of it to ensure I'm part of those that will not that system. What is it about that?
Yeah, so you see, the code of conduct for judicial officers is very explicitly clear that judges must avoid contacts with citizens, with politicians, with this. So, and this is the idea, and also the idea of judicial independence is that the judiciary must be free from interference, whether from the executive, the legislature, or private persons, private, emphasis on private persons. So the judiciary can, because the judiciary is an independent arm of its own, so the judiciary cannot be independent if it is having constant interactions with the executive arm of government, or the legislative arm of government, or a judge of the federal high court or state high court, as the case may be, or the court of appeal or supreme court, is attending party organized by politicians. Attending house construction flag off of politicians. So the idea is that because the law knows that if these judicial officers begin to interface with them, whether politicians or non-politicians alike, that the idea of bias, because the top rule of bias is enough to make the right-thinking member of the society believe that the judiciary is corrupt or that the judiciary is biased. And that was the holding in the case of FRN and Abiola, where we had accused the judges, the Supreme Court, of bias against them. That, this newspaper had published things against them. That how can people that newspaper has published, newspaper has called them corrupt, this newspaper has done so many things against them, how can they now sit over his matter? You understand? So the idea is that these judges should be immune from interaction. And that is why we say politically exposed persons should not be judges. Politically exposed persons should not be INEC. Because these are supposed to be independent institutions and bodies. You cannot be independent when you are having meetings with politicians. When the politician has access to walk to your office, to your house, you cannot be. Because you cannot be a judge and you are married to a politician. Because other politicians, governors, they'll be coming to your husband's house and they'll be saying,
sorry to interrupt you, I think we saw that with Senator Kachua.
Yes, when the husband was saying that there's none of him here, there's none of him here that my wife has not done, that we have not done favor for. And senators have to be begging him, it's okay. So this is the reason why the law says people who should judges alternatives, people who are not parting overs, people who are not always attending over theirs. The judges cannot even belong to social groups. So their rule is very stringent on these officers, the Temple of Justice. So it is expected that they are held to a more higher standard. So you cannot be a judge and you are frolicking with political actors. Your husband is frolicking with political actors. No matter how competent you are, the average right-thinking member of the society believes that this person, that there's going to be some form of interference in that criminal justice. You know, so this is why these set of people are expected to be people who are immune from any form of interference whatsoever. So that would be my take on that.
Okay. Thank you so much on that judicial capture. And so I don't know whether as a lawyer, now as a lawyer, you can't talk anyhow the way me I will talk anyhow for my own access to justice. Let me just tell you one of the frustration that I have. It's going to court and seeing judges having to write out everything themselves. I'm like, why are judges writing that? Can't we get stenographer? I grew up reading novels, how stenographers were. I think they call them stenographers, something in court where they write everything, that is being said. And here we have someone, you have to spend every day and that. And I think that also leads to this issue of delayed justice that we have. And at the end of the day, justice is delayed, is also injustice in its own way. What role do you think technology can play in the Nigerian justice system, to increase access to justice?
Yes, we have been saying it, that even the filing process, originating processes should be filed online. Proof of argument, all processes, we should decentralize our judiciary. Even issues around appeals should be done, filing should be done electronically, everything, adjustments, dates, everything should be done. And we should also embrace this idea of, conferencing, issues around taking witnesses electronically, because some witnesses should be outside jurisdiction. It makes administration and even the civil cases easier.
Okay,
the position of witnesses should be done
like that
electronically.
It took me like 3 years to just do something of 15 minutes.
Present, you must come for physical depositions. For activism and highlighting injustice in the country. I know that judicial officers and even many lawyers do not like social media, but we must come to terms with the reality of technology and the role that technology can play for us, and social media can be used as a tool to get citizens to have confidence in the administration of criminal justice or the proceedings, procedural aspect of law. I believe that this idea of inculcating the Gen Zs who have lost so much faith in the judiciary, in the legal profession, that if it's effectively used, that people will tend to have more confidence in the justice system. The idea is that the judiciary in itself should be the last hope of the common man. How can the judiciary be the last hope of the common man when the most potent tool of the common man, which is the social media, is seen as an enemy?
Okay, it's seen as...
Yes, social media is...
The noise making the same we think of social media.
Yes, social media is one of the main mediums for activism and highlighting injustice in the country. I know that judicial officers and even many lawyers do not like social media, but we must come to terms with the reality of technology and the role that technology can play for us. And social media can be used as a tool to get citizens to have confidence in the administration of criminal justice or the proceedings, procedural aspect of law. I believe that this idea of inculcating the Gen Zs who have lost so much faith in the judiciary, the legal profession, that if it's effectively used, that people will tend to have more confidence in the justice system. The idea is that the judiciary itself should be the last hope of the common man. How can the judiciary be the last hope of the common man when
we need more active citizens. And I'll tell you, in the last few years, where we've had the whole political system, we've been taking back to pre-Yaradua days. As in when you'll be on queue and they'll be announcing results. But one of the things for me, the fact that a lot of the Gen Zs have, after NSAS, decided that they will no longer be passive citizens and they're doing something about it. And so that gives more room for them to be able to hold government accountable and for all of us, to still keep going on. But I just want to ask a question. I know a good number of the cases that you take on are pro bono. And they have issues, there's an issue out there, you're taking it pro bono free of charge. But do you think in a way that this is also, how do I put it? This also gives people the opportunity to behave anyhow, knowing fully well that it's someone that will do something for them. Because they are not paying from their pocket. So for example, you will defame anyone, because I know someone will stand for me all day, whether you or any other person will stand for me. Do you think it doesn't give people that disciplinary, how do I put it now, disciplinary attitude or incentive for them to do the right thing, rather than just do anyhow and say that you end up in court because someone who's going to pay you?
Very, very tired. I don't know why.
Let me again emphasize the position of the Supreme Court, what my Lord Justice said in the case of Aton Wako and the states, where it says people in government or public people, famous people, that they should develop a thick skin for criticism, for insult. That this idea of trying to criminalize freedom of speech, should be discouraged. That's what my Lord Justice said in that case. The idea is that people look at me. There's no kind of name that I have not been called. Even my wife, they don't even spare my wife. You know? Yet we take it smiling because we know we've already put ourselves out there. My people is that Nigerians feel too big now. Who are you? How can you criticize me? How can you insult me? This small boy insult me, he hold me. No, I'm going to show him. So they will call one area commander somewhere and say, area commander, this person just insulted me, call my mother a bastard. Oh, this person say I'm a thief. So they will now use taxpayers' money to go on. They will now constitute a task force comprising of 13 officers to go and arrest somebody over the head of another citizen. Why should security agents, why should they waste taxpayers' money in trying to fight to protect the ego of someone who has been insulted, who feels too big, whose ego is larger than the national stadium? So I have a problem with that. Yes, I know that the tendency for people to say, oh, I have been defamed, I have been this, I have been that, for God's sake. I'll give a very simple analogy of a matter that is in court. I don't want to go into details about the matter. Where somebody said something and was asking questions and certain people felt insulted or felt defamed. The matter is very simple. If I was the one whose name was mentioned, I would be more interested saying, oh yes, let's expose this thing.
Yeah, absolutely, my brother.
Yes, let's expose this thing. I will not be defensive to say, I will sue, I will do this, that. Abba, what are we talking about in this country? Have we not been saying we want to expose corruption, we want to do this? Why are we now behaving like the Nigerian elite, the politicians who don't like their name to be called? They don't like to be studied. So why is there so much ego? Why are people, my name that I have labored for, which name? All of us have names. And all of us have been insulted in this country and subjected to ridicule. But we always look at the bigger picture and we say to ourselves, we say, even if it is because of me, that somebody will say, no matter how painful it is, even if you call my parents and you declare me to be a pastor, as long as you make Nigerians see the bigger picture, I'm willing to let everything happen in that regard. So I don't want to make comments that will be subject to this, but I believe that Nigerians have an idea about what I'm talking about. So we must see beyond the larger picture of just self, I, myself, and my family.
Thank you so much, David. Someone is saying that the children, are they back in court? You didn't answer that question. Are they with their benefit? Because we need more active citizens. And I'll tell you, in the last few years, where we've had the whole political system, we've been taking back to three Yaradua Day. Aaron?
Initially, when they got the remand order, they took them to the prison. The prison rejected them because the prison cannot accept kids. So yesterday again, after proceedings, they took them again to the prison. So now they are back. They are back at the RRT police facility where they have been starved all this while for the last 93 days. So they are back in that same spot again. We have been sending people with food and other stuff with them to the best of our ability. There's a limit to what we can do sincerely.
Yeah. Let me just ask a question here. So this is it. They are not in prison. They're not. So they've been put in a place that is not that doesn't have the ability to be able to take care of them because the prisons have rejected them, saying they are kids. So are there no place where, for example, juvenile homes or any of those things?
The juvenile home is not ready, which is under the vision of the prison. The place is not ready for what we said yesterday. That the place has not been in good shape for a while. That was the excuse I was giving yesterday. So they are being detained in the cell where most of armed robbers and all those people are kept, and the police facility in the RRT, many of them. And this is why many of us have been discussing with development partners that, like in the last 2 months, we've been discussing with them that aside just this incarceration, that we need to be looking beyond when they are released, how not commence their rehabilitation process. Because these kids have been exposed, by the police to other suspects. So the kids protesting and not being kept in the same facility building with suspected dangerous criminals. So this is also another serious and great danger for our nation. Initially, when they got the remand order, they took them to the prison. The prison rejected them because the prison cannot accept kids. So yesterday again, after proceedings, they took them again to the prison. They were also rejected. So now they are back. They are back at the RRT police facility where they have been starved all this while for the last 93 days. So they are back in that same spot again. We have been sending people with food and other stuff to them to the best of our ability. There's a limit to what we can do sincerely.
Yeah. Let me just ask a question here. So if the fight is just to keep going, I love what you said in terms of the fact that who are you not to be called out. And for me, I always say to people, when people come and insult you, why do you get angry? But when people come to compliment you, don't get angry. Insult and criticism are the same thing. There are people's opinion about you. So don't let it get to your head. Don't let the insult get to your heart. And then if somebody has accused you of something, it's an opportunity for you to show people that you didn't do it. It's not something. So while you were talking, I was thinking about myself. I mean, I've been accused that I stole Labour Party money. Even the Labour Party people have come to try. At one time, I had to help them tag EFCC, but they say EFCC to investigate me. So I just sent them, please send petition to this EFCC so that they will remember it. As I'm concerned, it's an opportunity for me to come and farm and see. As your money, nothing touching. After all, there are reporters, investigating reporters that have checked the account from A to B. There was any part where I shot chop $1. They would have brought me. I didn't really want to bring myself. I mean, so I truly agree with you in terms of people should not be very light skinned, or is it light skin? I mean, not thin skin, and just try to take. I mean, I get also at the same time there are people who want to follow certain issues on, because if it keeps going on without it being countered, then it becomes something like, oh, the person must be guilty. And so
that is if there's clear malice. If the person just sat down on his own and started calling you name, if there was malice, when in the absence of malice, people must always see beyond themselves. People must always see beyond them. People must always look at the larger picture. If the person did not just sit down on his own and start going after you, there was a reason why certain things were done. You understand? You can now understand, because all of us for years, if not for decades, we have been at this. We have been criticizing others and wanting the right thing to be done in this country. You understand? So that is where my shot is coming from. What is the issue really?
Yeah, I get that, but there are also places where a person's reputation is equally very important, and people have to stand up in terms of their reputation. There's some question, yes, two questions that are coming in. So if the fight is just to keep going. I love what you said in terms of the fact that who are you not to be called out? And for me, I always say to people, when people come and insult you,
kilometers done. I still have 3 more kilometers to go. I don't tire. This is hard. Manual training is hard. But we'll conquer it. 7 kilometers done. 3 more kilometers to go. I'm so tired. Second water. Oh my goodness. This one is saying that you've hit 2 goals. You've hit your move and exercise goal today. Gosh. Yesterday was all about your exercise going good. Oh gosh. I have 3 more kilometers to go. And I'm tired. Can somebody help me do it? It has to be done, no excuses. Oh yeah, let's go. Yep, 3 kilometers more to go. I have to finish it. If I was walking outside, I would have finished 10 kilometers since. But this one is harder. It's almost as if you're walking uphill. You know the manual is a bit like this. It's not flat like the electric. And you are using your leg to move the thing. But you burn more calories though, a lot more. push, I still have some minutes. I said they do your work, I still have some minutes. Okay. Almost 8 kilometers walk. 2 more kilometers to go. Tired. I'm really tired today, I don't know why. Yeah. Woo. 8 kilometers. Whew. Oh my, no easy. took less than 12 minutes. So I'm improving. I'm doing that.
Okay, I'm not apologizing for yesterday.
That's okay. Just think about those things and
Why?